Hey everybody, I was just making my latest Carto-Madness video and I just breezed by a technique for labeling and I thought, maybe some people don't know about this or know how to use it quite. It's called variable depth masking. It's cool, it's easy, and it'll make your maps look so much more professional. So I thought, why not make a quick video and share it with everybody and show them what it's all about. This is Carto-Madness. Okay. For our variable depth masking demo today, I went out to get some data and I went to our local county GIS, and they're nice enough to package up a whole bunch of layers for free. Everybody likes free data, right? And easily downloaded, and they're shapefiles, but we can use shapefile today. And really I only needed 3 of these though, and that's roads, parks, and neighborhood associations. So once I downloaded those and added them to my map, here's the neighborhood associations, and they come in as polygons as you would expect. And I just symbolized those with unique values based on the description, and description is the name of the neighborhood. Also, I downloaded the parks and symbolized this. The symbology is just left over from my golf course map I made a little bit ago, so please go check that out, and you can see how I made this watercolory, looks like hand sketched, sketchy symbology. Also, I grabbed roads. Nothing special there, just a dark gray center line. And then I copied that and renamed it Major Roads as copy. And I came in and I just added symbology of a highway that I've made in the past. Nothing special there. But I immediately see that this is really all segmented, and that looks terrible. We can do better than that. And that's easily fixed. You can go here to symbol layer drawing and toggle on your symbol layer drawing. And you can see that joins those up nicely. And so now we're ready to start labeling. So let's start labeling our major roads. And let's go to labels and turn them on. Well, they come in kind of tiny, so let's make them big for this demo, huh? 24. That's pretty good. Let's 26. There we go. Now we can see them. And that's great, but it's pretty busy. I mean, look at this, 138th Avenue. You got a major road. You've got neighborhood roads around it. You've got the different neighborhood association colors, everything so it's confusing, hard to read. And even down here on 136th Street, you see you have a park. So in the past, the knee-jerk reaction is to go over here and grab a halo and put a halo on it, nice big halo. And boom, there you go. Now they're legible, but that looks like heck. Especially when we start labeling other things alongside of it, all of a sudden all you have is a whole bunch of halos and no map underneath it. So let's do better than that. We're GIS professionals and we can do better, so let's go ahead and do better. So to do that, it's pretty easy. We use variable depth masking. Oops, before we do that, I can see that we have the freeways over here labeled, and I don't want to label those. So let's go ahead and go over to our SQL query and say road C, and this is, I happen to know this, is not equal to, and not equal to 9, and 9 in this case is our freeways. So we can turn those off. Good deal. And so go back over here and let's turn off our halos. And what we have to do is turn our labels into annotation feature class. So let's go convert label to annotation. And then this tool comes up and it's really easy to use. In fact, we'll take all the defaults here and we'll say run. And when that's done running, you will see that we have a new feature class here that just appeared. If we turn that off, and we can see that our major roads have already been automatically turned off. The labels have already been automatically turned off. So now we have annotation. These are not labels anymore. They're just another feature. And so now what we can do is we can go to our handy dandy toolbox and type feature outline masks, like that. So we want to, oops, accidental double click. We want to drag this over here. Our input layer is our annotation that we just created, right? And what this does is this creates like a buffer around these annotation features. In this case, we're going to go 125-foot buffer. And there's 4 kinds of masks. There's a box, which just creates a box around it. A convex hull creates kind of a representation of the buffer around it. And the exact creates a buffer around each individual letter or number, which, you know, it works out pretty well a lot of times, but I like convex hull, so we'll use that one this time. And we'll go ahead and take our defaults as far as outline feature, output feature class, and we will run that. And when that's done running, like that, you will see, we'll drag that on the top. And you'll see that we now have a buffer around our annotation, which used to be labels, right? So here's all we do. And this is where the magic happens with this feature outline. If you turn it off, even though you turn it off, it's still there. So you can go to, okay, we want to mask out the roads underneath it. So let's go major roads and go to feature layer and the masking. And we say we want to use the mask that we just created here on our major roads, and we click out here and voila, look at that. It takes that out but leaves everything else behind, everything else underneath it. Well, there's still too much underneath it. Look at 138th Avenue. Let's go ahead and get rid of the roads underneath it. So it's the same thing. Same mask. And now the roads are missing underneath it. Really good. One more. Looks like we have parks right here that we have conflict with. So let's go ahead and mask parks. There. Kind of like it. This looks a lot better. Now, much more legible. Not a bunch of halos around it. And it's a lot better, a lot more professional. So now, another thing we've been assigned to do is label the neighborhood associations. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's turn on our labels. Oops, they were on. There we go. They were just small. Let's make those a little bit bigger. Let's make those 16s. Yeah, we'll take that. And I like to use Palatino line type, and I will urge you every time to go out and look for different fonts, different shapes, different everything that they give it to you out of the box, because there's so much to use. And why use out of the box when you can use more custom things to make your maps better? So what we want to do now then, same thing, we'll go ahead and make our labels, neighborhood associated labels, into annotation. And we will call that neighborhood for our annotation, and we'll run that. And we now have annotation there, and our labels for our neighborhood associations has gone away, and it's now, as you see, annotations. So back to our handy toolbox and our feature outline masks, and we'll do the same thing. Our neighborhood association masks, and we'll take all the defaults except for margin. This is smaller, so let's make it 75 feet in my case, and we can run that. And now you will see that we have a mask over those neighborhood association names. You can turn it off. And now let's look at this Burton Evergreen right here. That's a good example in Cimarron. The Burton Evergreen, because we have a park there. So let's first of all go to our parks. We want to label. Use the mask of neighborhood on that park, and it masks that out nicely. And so now we have, the only thing we have left really is our roads underneath it. So let's go there and mask and neighborhood association mask there. And there we go. Now we can read those. Lots better. So there you go. It's a cool, easy, quick way to make your maps more professional and get rid of all of those halos. So here's our before with all our halo clouds that focus more on themselves than the labels underneath. And now here's our after that's much more legible, much more professional, and it really looks like we know what we're doing. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.